You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Behind the back! Are you serious? No hesitation on the shot. Ms. Rice feeling it. Make it 3 for 3. And Ciolino, see you later. Here's a chance for Sias, and then there's a shot and a goal. Will Spare will take it all the way. Touchdown Seahawks. The extra look and the goal. A gorgeous goal by From the Mac Sports Complex on the campus of Hofstra University, Varsity Media brings you this New York State CHSAA Class A Semifinal, featuring the visiting Crusaders of Canisius, who come in with a 21-5 record against the host Titans of Holy Trinity at 15-10. This New York State CHSAA Class A semifinal game is brought to you by Bethpage Federal Credit Union. Dylan Butler here with the head coach of Northport High School, Andrew DeLoya. And Andrew, we were here, same gym, a couple nights ago, an electric atmosphere where Holy Trinity edged Chaminade in an all-time classic, 51-50. Now they turn it around, the new tournament to play for, looking for a state championship against a Canisius team that has been red hot for the last couple of months.
Yeah, I think it's a situation for both coaches. It's next play, next day, maybe a different environment. But when these coaches get on the court and their players get on the court, they're going to be really concentrated on what's in between the lines. So I don't think either coach cares about who's in the stands or who's in the building. They're just both happy to be here and both ready to put their best foot forward.
Canisius coming off their 19th Manhattan Cup title, beating Bishop Timon, and really an emphatic victory as well, 72-50 in that one. They have been playing really well coming in to Hofstra University, but as you said, a different environment for them as well. We'll take a look at their impact player now for the Crusaders, and you've got to go inside to Declan Ryan, the 6'7" senior, averaging 20.5 points, 9.2 rebounds, and 3.1 assists. Declan Ryan is a massive part of what Canisius wants to do, because mostly, at least on the offensive side, they want to attack the rim, and who better to do that than the 6'7" senior?
In a game like this, when you have a 6'7" big man that can play inside and out, I think sometimes on a college court with the three-point line, it can be a huge advantage, because if you can establish an inside presence, maybe get some fouls, some offensive putbacks, it can really impact the game. And I think it's going to be an interesting matchup with Isaiah Shaw-Glenn from Trinity and Declan Ryan from Canisius.
Yeah, that's kind of like that game within a game to certainly look out for today. For Holy Trinity, we could have gone Shaw-Glenn, certainly, right? But we're going to go with number 0, Manu Alford. And listen, this is the guy who scored that winning basket, right? The N1 in overtime, the only points in the extra session for either team to lead Holy Trinity over Chaminade. And the 6'3" senior can slash, can shoot, can rebound. You got the mid-range jumper, averaging 16.7 points and 7.9 rebounds per game.
When you think about that play that he made against Chaminade, you just saw grit and determination in his eyes. When he got that rebound, you knew what he was doing, and he's an electric player for sure. Exciting to watch.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups for both teams, presented by Catholic Health. First for the visitors from Canisius, who, as we mentioned, come in with a 21-5 record. They've won 13 in a row, and you see it right there. Shane Cerconi, Connor Schuster, Luke Granto, Eddie Cosgrove, and Declan Ryan make up a pretty sizable interior with 6'5" Cosgrove and 6'7" Declan Ryan. For head coach Kyle Husband, in his 18th season, a 1996 graduate of Canisius High School as well. For the Titans, we'll get to their lineup after this as we're going to have the playing of the national anthem when we return right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. We offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay? Need a highlight reel? We produce individual highlights for college recruiting and team highlight videos for end-of-season banquets. And when it comes to social media, nobody has you covered better than us. Hype videos, sideline highlights. We can tailor custom videos to make your team stand out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Why waste your time dealing with anyone else? When it comes to sports video, Varsity Media stands alone. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or online at varsitymedia.net.
Welcome back to the MAC Sports Complex on the campus of Hofstra University. Dylan Butler, Andrew DeLoya here with you. Now let's show you those starters for Holy Trinity, their starting lineup presented by Catholic Health. And Andrew, why, if it ain't broke, why fix it, right? So it's the same starting five as we saw against Chaminade. It's Boche running the point, John McCullers, RJ Naismith, Manu Alford, and you mentioned inside Isaiah Shaw Glenn, averaging 14.8 points, 7.6 rebounds per game. That will be a fun one to see how he battles with Declan Ryan here this afternoon.
Two big bodies inside, both I'm sure are being charged with the task of boxing out, keeping the other team off the glass, and look for them to get offensive rebounds as well. In a game like this, those matter.
Head coach of Holy Trinity is Joe Conifrey in his 16th season out of Hopewell Valley Central in New Jersey, a 1991 grad, and he's been well-traveled in the coaching circles as well. Columbia assistant, Merchant Marine Academy a couple of times, Ryder, a grad assistant right here, as well as Nassau Community College.
Yeah, it was really nice. Someone from the stands came down to the floor, and their brother had played for Coach Conifrey at Ryder, and they got a chance to catch up about a half an hour before game time. That's really what it's all about, the connections, the relationships, and that's what's special about a guy like Coach Conifrey, the connections he's made with people, not just here, but in all his travels at those highly respected institutions.
The officials here this afternoon, John Grice, Joe Gaskin, and Tom Caramella, veteran crew for this big matchup. Winner will take on Fordham Prep. We had that New York City Catholic A championship game between Fordham Prep and Nazareth. So the winner will take on, will actually host Fordham Prep. So if it's Canisius, that game up in Buffalo. If it is Holy Trinity, that game next Sunday right back here at Hofstra. So just about set for the start of this one. When we spoke with Kyle Husband, the head coach at Canisius, asked him about keys, and he said, honestly, it's more sort of an internal, looking more at us, looking to continue this defensive intensity that's he lists as really one of the strengths of his team, and that's been there for the past month as well. So he says if we bring that energy and focus on that end of the floor, good things will happen. On the other end of the floor offensively, he said it's about not settling. You have to get to the rim. not settle for those quick threes, regardless of whether Holy Trinity would be playing man or zone. We saw, of course, the zone look from Holy Trinity, and it worked so well with their athleticism and the active hands against Chaminade and their shooters.
Yeah, I think that zone may have taken Chaminade out of their rhythm just a little bit. They forced a ton of contested twos in that game, and we'll see how it plays out as they go against a tough Canisius team, which looks to pound the ball inside.
Tip gets bounced around, and it's won by Canisius, the Crusaders, and there is Ryan putting it on the court. Little extra step, in and out. Offensive rebound now, Ryan from the foul line. Front rim, no good. So 2 good looks for the Crusaders, but now the Titans look to head down to get the first points of the game. It's Boche. Hands off to Naismith. Backs it up. Long 3, rims around, no good. And now Canisius comes back the other way. Schuster, they reverse it far side. That's Shane Cerconi. They go inside, and that's where Holy Trinity collapsed defensively. Here's Boche in transition. Bounce pass off glass, no good.
Typical of a game like this, some of those early bunnies not going down. You'll look to see both teams heat up as we get going here.
Cerconi tries to go baseline, rejected by Shaw Glenn. We go the other way. Alford, the pass, and there's the first bucket. Give it to McCullers.
Trinity doing a nice job with an advantage-disadvantage situation there, converting on a 2-on-1 break.
Schuster wants it back, does get it. They reverse it. Granto into the post. Another rejection by Shaw Glenn.
2 blocks on 2 straight defensive possessions for Isaiah Shaw Glenn. That was a nice set piece by Canisius, getting the alley-oop on the backside.
Crusaders are traditionally a man team, and Shaw Glenn called for the travel.
Shaw Glenn had a similar travel against Chaminade early in the game. Happens in a game like this until they get their feet settled underneath them.
You would certainly think advantage Holy Trinity, though, in that aspect, because you've played here, right? And you obviously won a game here as well. It's fresh here for Canisius. Here's Ryan banging inside. Can't get the shot inside. Turns again. Rejection again. The interior defense for Holy Trinity is hot early on, even if both teams are a little bit cold. Offensively, Boche, the runner.
I do think familiarity with the facility matters. And Trinity certainly must be comfortable after that win against Chaminade the other night and feel at home today.
4-0 early on for the Titans. Cerconi drives baseline at Shaw Glenn. Misses the shot. Battle for the loose ball. Cerconi comes up with it. The runner. Too much there. And it's Naismith who will look to go the other way. Bounce pass and another bucket in transition. That by McCullers.
If you're Coach Husband, you're thinking about a timeout, but as we saw the other night, timeouts were at such a premium late in the game with Chaminade Trinity.
Yeah, clearly he wants his guys to work things out, and you do right there with Ryan getting that bucket inside.
You got the sense that Canisius just needed one to go down so they could settle in here at an away facility.
Naismith, and again, that's been one of the keys for Canisius, attacking the rim. Ryan, the rejection. It's a jump ball, which will stay with Holy Trinity.
The interior defense on both sides of the floor has been very good early on.
Naismith to inbound, quickly to Alford. He gets the bounce.
That was a nice set baseline out of bounds play where you saw Alford just slip to the basket.
8-2 start for Holy Trinity in this New York State CHSAA Class A semifinal. 3-point shot left side, rims out, no good. And the boxing out there by Shaw Glenn to get in front of Ryan to come away with it. Here is Alford. Boche from way out. Front rim, no good.
Another thing you see on a court like this, and I saw it the other night as well, shooters spot up at the college line, even though you get the points behind the blue line that they've put down here at Hofstra University.
2 more at the rim for Ryan. (8-4) is the score. Yeah, and it's funny. When I would do PSAL games back in the day, they'd be trying to shoot from the NBA line as well. Like, they just see a line, and I think they challenge themselves. Shaw Glenn, a little traveling violation again as he tried to pump the brakes inside.
With the three-point line, I think it's a little bit of court awareness and a little bit of settling.
Somebody forgot to put the balls back, so the officials have to retrieve that from midcourt.
Joe Conifrey trying to put a sixth defender on the court with the ball rack.
Listen, anything can work. Anything that works, right?
There's that set piece with the back screen on the back side of the zone. That can be very effective with a misdirection to the opposite side when you look to go opposite with the back screen.
Cerconi with that layup. Got offers from Albany and Fairfield. To the rim, and a block was called. Naismith will be going to the line.
Foul on number 13, Canisius. That's his first personal, first team foul.
So the foul is on 13, Schuster. Naismith knocks down the first. And he'll go one of two. Certainly a different atmosphere here this morning as opposed to the other night, which was a raucous environment. And that's another transition or thing you got to account for, right, for these players as well, as Alford is called for the travel.
11 a.m. is an interesting start time for a game of this magnitude, but kudos to Hofstra University for allowing these teams to utilize this facility, and I'm sure these guys would rather play at 11 a.m. than not play at all.
Correct. We'll have 4 New York City Class AA quarterfinals coming up on this court today as well. McCullers attacks the rim, no good. Shaw Glenn rims around and out.
The big boy Declan Ryan from Canisius, you're getting a little taste of his skill set. Nice job bringing the ball up. You can tell that he can pass, and he's got very good skills inside and out.
Back rim for Granto, no good. And here comes Alford. Shaw Glenn, we saw his ability to shoot from downtown. That one off the mark. And Cerconi comes the other way. Ryan.
That was a pure stroke from the 6'7" big man. If you're a college coach and you see a player of that size able to do that, that has to excite you.
Yeah, he is bound for Worcester Academy, the prep school, next year, as Alford responds from beyond the arc.
Player like Declan Ryan going to a year of prep where he get bigger, stronger, and faster and more agile. He'll certainly get some looks from Division I schools.
What a great look, too, from Ryan to go out to Granto, and the 6'1" junior buries the three-pointer.
Canisius settling in after some early misses. I feel like they're getting more comfortable with each possession.
Yeah, 12-12 now after that early deficit. Here's Alford. Cerconi defending. Out to McCullers. Naismith, that's going to be off the mark. And the rebound goes to Canisius. Here comes Cerconi in the open court. And just bobbled and lost it. First substitution of the game. In comes Vinny Conroy, the 5'9" senior. They don't go deep, Canisius does, but they've got guys like a Conroy who can spell either of the starting guards. Alford, Euro step. Gets his own rebound. Lost it on the court.
Conroy getting on the deck. Sorry, that wasn't Conroy.
Yeah, Schuster. And that's the interesting thing about Schuster. What we saw there is why Kyle Husband loves him. He said he's my kind of guy. Tough, rugged, guards for 32 minutes, does whatever I ask for him. Will run through a brick wall, and yes, dives on the court as well for loose balls. Here comes Ryan. Oh, what a great look down low to Cerconi. You could see why those two work so well off each other.
And when you have a big man in the middle of a zone like that, in terms of Declan Ryan being able to put pressure on the zone defense, they got the ball right to the middle, and it opened up everything for them on that offensive possession.
First lead of the game for Canisius, 14-12.
When Conroy entered the game, you notice Canisius showed a zone look, not only on their on the press, but also in the half court. It looks like almost like a little bit of a matchup.
Alford. Good defense there by Cerconi. Loose ball goes to the Crusaders. Can they get one last off? Ryan attacks the rim, and he beats the buzzer.
If you're Coach Conifrey in that situation, end of quarter, you would have hoped that your team would have gotten the last shot with a little bit less time on the clock. A play like that, that's really, it could be an important swing in the game. You really want to make sure you get the last shot at the end of the quarter.
Take one more look. You see Ryan attacking the rim to give Canisius the 16-12 lead after the first quarter. You're watching this Catholic Class A state semifinal presented by Bethpage Federal Credit Union on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Catholic Health, when we see our island, we see a region that lives, feels, and pulses with energy. But before it all, we see you, because it's your lives that breathe life into this island. At Catholic Health, we're able to provide the highest quality, most innovative care for your body, because our culture cherishes your humanity. Long live Long Island.
Welcome back to the MAC Sports Complex. Dylan Butler, Andrew Deloy here. Varsity Media Sports Network, start of the second quarter. About to begin here, where Canisius a little bit cold early on, not making a Buffalo weather reference there, but certainly heated up as the first quarter went on and got a lot more comfortable. And there's Cerconi. How about a tap back? And you can see why the D1s like Cerconi. Still just a junior, by the way. Anthony Cupid, number 3, in for the Titans, as is Donald Hilton, 21. Also, DeFalco, so 3 new guys in to start this one. Here comes Cerconi off the missed 3. Behind the back, Cerconi attacks the rim. No good. Gets his own rebound, loose ball. And again, the Crusaders diving on the court. You could hear Kyle Husband scream for a timeout, which will be a 30. And certainly that's something too. Listen, you coach, you know high school basketball better than most. Those are the little plays, right, that make a difference.
I can tell you firsthand, those loose balls and those possessions, it really doesn't matter at what point in the game you are at. But if you can secure loose balls, if you can secure long rebounds, if you don't miss your box outs, it all adds up. And that, that was a great job by Canisius getting on the deck, and a good job by Coach Husband early in the game to get the timeout.
Canisius' last game, as we mentioned, a 72-40 win over Bishop Timon in the Manhattan Cup, which is the Monsignor Martin championship game. Eddie Cosgrove in that one had 22 points, was the MVP. Shane Cerconi, 21, and Declan Ryan, 19. And Husband said it accurately, right? Look, if you can get 3 guys scoring 20 points, that's a pretty good recipe for success.
The other thing it allowed Coach Husband to do is to diagram a play on this baseline out of bounds. You can see them in a 2-man stack right now. Let's see what they run here. There it is.
Well, off the inbound, it's Ryan inside. 2 more for the big fella. He's got 11. Here's Alford. Switches it off to DeFalco. Back up top to Manu. Spins in the lane, attacking at Ryan. It's short. On the deck, Alford gets the rebounds. 3-point shot. Short for Alford. We've seen the threes a little bit short here this morning for the Titans. Schuster hands off to Cerconi. Ryan doubled. Breaks out of that and drops the floater.
Very impressed with Declan Ryan early on. He's demonstrated multiple aspects of a skill set that would be impressive for college coaches.
22-12 is the lead. Shaw Glenn bounces off a couple defenders and draws the foul. Foul will be on Conroy, his first and the team's second, as Shaw Glenn will go to the line to shoot 2.
Shooting at the line, number 45, Isaiah Glenn.
The difference in that possession, Dylan, was you saw Trinity attacking the rim, which is what we talked about in the pregame. So I think maybe Coach Conifrey at halftime will be speaking to his team about not settling for jumpers. And when we were near his bench the other night, you heard him using the word attack, attack, attack. And I think that might be his message to his team at the half.
Which is interesting because it kind of mirror images then, right? Because it's the exact same message that Kyle Husband has for his squad as well. Both free throws good. Nearly a traveling violation.
I thought it was.
Here's Granto.
I could say that now that my season is over because I'm not going to have these officials on my next game.
I was going to bring it up.
Please don't.
Attacking there was Cosgrove. And the ball will stay with Canisius.
Canisius does a nice job with their baseline out of bounds plays. And they're getting the ball into Ryan a little bit too easily.
2 more for Ryan. And he's feeling it here at the Mac Sports Complex this morning. Here's DeFalco. Up top, Shaw Glenn. Attempts the 3, another front rim. When you see these shots go front rim, is it just the legs? Is it not there yet?
Well, if you're shooting your three-point shots in practice from 20 feet and now you start shooting it from 21 and a half feet, it can cause an impact. And you know, these guys have had a long season, and they might not have their legs underneath them yet. Well, I'm anxious to see how they shoot the ball in the second half.
Great ball movement and a good hands there, battling into our scorers table. Anthony Cupid and Eddie Cosgrove, 2 guys just balling to get the ball, and it will be Canisius ball. Another substitution for the Crusaders. Luke Ingrando checks in, the senior. 2 on the shot. Off the rim, no good. Battle for the loose ball, and it will go to Alford. 3-pointer, good. Big one for DeFalco.
The difference between that three-pointer and the other ones that Trinity have been taking is that Alford got into the lane and kicked it out. The defense converged, and DeFalco was able to step into that one.
24-17, the lead for Canisius. Midway point of this second quarter. Crusaders working around the perimeter. Now they attack at the foul line. Cerconi, jumper there, back rim, no good. Ryan, I don't even know if he jumped for that one, just was up there, and a foul was called. I think it was on the floor, though. And it was.
Here's another look on the baseline out of bounds play. And they've gotten great looks out of every baseline play. That one just didn't go down.
Ingrando missed his 3. Alford goes baseline. DeFalco knocked down his last. That one is short. Ryan the rejection. Alford the putback. He's got 7 in this first half.
When you get penetration, you're in better offensive rebounding position. And that was a situation where Trinity took advantage of it. And now they're getting a little bit of momentum because they're getting better possessions on offense.
Traveling violation call there on Cerconi. Back in comes Cosgrove. He replaces Ingrando. Shaw Glenn. Hands off to Hilton. Cupid. Ryan out to the foul line to defend. spinning. Cosgrove says, get out of here.
Still, Coach Conifrey must be happy with that possession because there was better ball movement and Trinity attacking downhill.
DeFalco out to Alford. Off the court, John McCullers, who has been banged up, is working with a trainer to see if he can get himself back in. Alford spins inside the foul line. Back rim, no good. Granto. Ooh, off of Cosgrove's hands. And now DeFalco can attack in transition. Oh, pretty layup.
Really nice job by DeFalco getting out nice and wide on the break, and that was an example of a fundamentally sound bounce pass.
He has 5 now off the bench. Really 5 huge points. Interior pass, Cosgrove. Husband calls him the X Factor. Because you know what you're getting, right, from Ryan and Cerconi. And when you can have another guy like Cosgrove contribute, it makes you so much of a better team.
It's great when you can have a 6'5" X Factor.
Yeah, it's a nice thing to have for sure. Alford, probably one of the reasons why we see them here today, battling for a spot in the state championship. And again, if they win this game, that game up in Buffalo. DeFalco to Cupid. Final 2 minutes of this first half. Shaw Glenn, and again, does a great job at both bigs, drawing the foul.
That was a great set by Coach Conifrey. It looked like a little bit of a scissor set where you get Isaiah Shaw Glenn popping up top and then being able to drive to his left and create contact.
Alford for 3. Short. Rebound goes to Cosgrove, and that was his foul a moment ago. Granto hands off. Switches it to Schuster. Gets it right back. Ryan flashes to the foul line. 3-point shot off the mark. Cosgrove tracks it down. Saves it under his own basket. Putback attempt was off the mark, and here come the Titans in transition. DeFalco attacks on the baseline. The floater. How good has DeFalco been in this second quarter?
He looks really comfortable today in the lineup, replacing McCullers, but doing a great job.
He's got 7 now. And the deficit is 3 for the Titans. They work inside out. Cerconi in front of the Titans bench. Off the mark, Shaw Glenn rips down the rebound. Here comes Alford. He attacks. Short. And Granto has it.
Not a bad shot by Trinity there, because if you look at the game clock, it's a 2-for-1 situation. They should get the ball back with anywhere from 12 to 15 seconds left in the game.
Foul called on the floor.
Unfortunately, that will get wiped out now with the foul call.
Best laid plans, right?
Canisius has shown multiple looks on their baseline out-of-bounds plays, and they look to go to Ryan on these plays, and they get it. That time, Trinity sniffed it out.
Ahead of the field is Cupid. He gets the layup.
On the flip side, you have to wonder if Canisius might have pulled that baseline out-of-bounds play, gotten the ball to the side and pulled it out for the last shot.
Crusaders can hold for the last here. Shot clock is off. Final 8 seconds. Cerconi. Up top, Granto. Back to Cerconi. They go baseline. And a foul was called at the buzzer, which will send Cosgrove to the line. You see it again. So the foul on Hilton.
Credit to Canisius for attacking the rim and putting the officials in a situation to have an opportunity to make that call.
And they'll have a discussion here.
Can't go to the monitor in high school basketball.
So they'll put .1 left. on the clock. And here's that X factor we spoke about before. Lonely there by himself.
It does make a difference. It just changes your perception of the free throw when there's no one else on the line.
Here's the second, and that is good. And they won't even bother with an inbounds.
You can't score on anything under .3.
So 27-25 is the lead for the Crusaders of Canisius. We'll have their head coach, Kyle Husband, joining us as we get him set up. We're here with Kyle Husband, Dylan Butler, Andrew Deloya with you as well. A slow start for you, Kyle, but you heaved up there late in that first quarter into the second. What did you like?
I just think we played a little bit more pace. You know, they do a great job with their zone. They did it last week against Chaminade. You know, they just kind of muck it up. They get us to play slow, and you know, as long as we don't settle for shots and keep attacking, I think we'll be all right at that end.
Coach, I was impressed with the execution on your baseline out-of-bounds plays. Can you talk about that?
Well, you know, we've been working on them for a few weeks now because more and more teams have been playing zone against us. And in games like this, anytime you can steal a couple buckets, it's big time.
What will be the message for your guys as you come out for the second half?
I think just keep going, right? We had a couple of real bad turnovers that gave them easy buckets. We just really need to limit those. I think that's going to be really important for us, and then just keep up the execution on defense.
Kyle Husband, thanks for joining us. Best of luck in the second half as well.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
So that's Kyle Husband, the head coach of Canisius, which leads 27-25 at halftime. You're watching the New York State Class A Semifinal, presented by Bethpage Federal Credit Union on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. We offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay? Need a highlight reel? We produce individual highlights for college recruiting and team highlight videos for end-of-season banquets. And when it comes to social media, nobody has you covered better than us. Hype videos, sideline highlights. We can tailor custom videos to make your team stand out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Why waste your time dealing with anyone else? When it comes to sports video, Varsity Media stands alone. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or online at varsitymedia.net.
At Catholic Health, when we see our island, we see a region that lives, feels, and pulses with energy. But before it all, we see you, because it's your lives that breathe life into this island. At Catholic Health, we're able to provide the highest quality, most innovative care for your body because our culture cherishes your humanity. Long live Long Island.
It's time to get hyped with Varsity Media. We offer an array of video services sure to amp up your team. From staged preseason hype videos with custom lighting and smoke machines to sideline highlights of a big game. How can your team stand out from the crowd? Contact Varsity Media today and let us tailor something your squad will never forget. These are the best times of your life. Capture them in the most creative ways possible with the sports leader, Varsity Media. Parents and athletes, why leave your college career in the hands of amateurs? Varsity Media produces professional college recruiting videos that you can use to help land a spot on the team. Our highlight reels have proven to save thousands of dollars in college tuition. You've worked hard and put the effort into your high school athletic career. Don't take any chances when it comes to your future. Varsity Media has been producing college recruiting videos since 2010. We understand what college coaches are looking for, and our attention to detail on your highlights will separate your resume from others. Stand out from the crowd. We'll help showcase your talents. Contact Varsity Media today and order a college recruiting video.
Over the middle, he's got a man. It's complete. Ciolino. See you later.
Going long, wide open, Perazzi, he gets it, Perazzi, foot raise, 10, 5, make it, touchdown, punch, counter punch.
Little trickery, Ryder gets it back, goes over the top for Haberman. What a catch!
Just Ross Simmons strips him, that's loose, and Ross Simmons is going to take this the other direction. Make it, touchdown, touchdown East.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area sports leader. We offer an array of services for any team, coach, player, athletic director, and parent. From game film to live streaming, we are available to cover your event anytime, any place. Looking for an enhanced experience? How about a professional broadcast with multiple camera angles, announcers, graphics, and instant replay? Need a highlight reel? We produce individual highlights for college recruiting and team highlight videos for end-of-season banquets. And when it comes to social media, nobody has you covered better than us. Hype videos, sideline highlights. We can tailor custom videos to make your team stand out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Why waste your time dealing with anyone else? When it comes to sports video, Varsity Media stands alone. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or online at varsitymedia.net.
At Catholic Health, when we see our island, we see a region that lives, feels, and pulses with energy. But before it all, we see you, because it's your lives that breathe life into this island. At Catholic Health, we're able to provide the highest quality, most innovative care for your body because our culture cherishes your humanity. Long live Long Island.
It's time to get hyped with Varsity Media. We offer an array of video services sure to amp up your team. From staged preseason hype videos with custom lighting and smoke machines to sideline highlights of a big game. How can your team stand out from the crowd? Contact Varsity Media today and let us tailor something your squad will never forget. These are the best times of your life. Capture them in the most creative ways possible with the sports leader, Varsity Media. parents and athletes.
Welcome back to the MAC Sports Complex on the campus of Hofstra University. It is halftime here of the New York State CHSAA Class A semifinals presented by Bethpage Federal Credit Union. And the visiting Crusaders of Canisius with a 2-point lead. Dylan Butler here, Andrew Deloya as well. Let's take a look at the high scorers for both teams. First for the visitors, and Declan Ryan, Andrew, was our impact player coming in, and what an impact he made in the first half with 15 points.
He really demonstrated an interesting skill set. I mean, he's able to step outside. You saw his form on that three-pointer, and then his ability to pivot and go up and under when he gets close to the basket is very impressive as well. And the X factor in his game is his ability to pass the ball as well.
For Holy Trinity, 2 guys with 7, including our impact player for them as well, and that's Manu Alford. A balanced attack for Manu, had 5 in the first, 2 in the second. Also, Matt DeFalco had 7, all in that second quarter for the Titans.
I was really impressed with what DeFalco did coming in off the bench. I thought he did a great job getting out in transition on that one finish. He also stepped into that three-pointer with confidence, which I think is very important for Trinity when you can get production off the bench like that.
Again, winner of this game takes on Fordham Prep. We saw them Friday night here on the Varsity Media Sports Network defeat Nazareth in a terrific championship game. They went back-to-back in New York City, and this time they'll go on and have an opportunity to play for a state championship in Class A in the Catholic League. Reminder as well, if anybody watching this game, whether you're even from up in Buffalo or here on the island, we've got 4 big ones coming up, all from New York City's CHSAA Class AA. First one of those coming up at 1 o'clock. It'll be St. Francis Prep and Archbishop Malloy. We've got Christ the King and Cardinal Hayes, St. Raymond's and Stepanak, and Bishop Laughlin taking on Holy Cross as well. That's
some day of basketball. You just listen. You just listen to the names of those schools, and you're in awe. Seems like year in, year out, it's the same players in those leagues and same teams in those leagues, and just unbelievable lineup. Yeah, high end players too, guys that are being recruited by all of the top college coaches in the country. We'll see how many too are either watching or here in attendance as well. McCullers back in the game. That was a great play coming out of the half to get Manu Alford for a backdoor. Resulted in a foul. Cerconi picked up the foul, his first. Alford, nice fake. Shaw Glenn steps out on the baseline. Nice jumper. Another example of where it was a paint touch that created an open look for Shaw Glenn. He was able to step into that shot. Really, really nice job by Alford getting into the paint. We are tied at 27. Cosgrove goes inside to Ryan, and you could see he had the inside position, right? So Shaw Glenn had to foul him. The constant pressure that Ryan puts on the zone defense with his ability to seal and open up, and credit to Canisius for having good passers around him to get him the ball in the right spots. That was Shaw Glenn's second foul inside for Cosgrove. You know, I'd like to see that chart. I think that's about the 8th point off of baseline out of bounds plays for Canisius. It's like the special teams of basketball, the equivalent of the special teams in football to basketball. You mentioned it to Kyle Husband in the walk-off interview before halftime. It's clear that Canisius spends time on that in practice. Shaw Glenn inside. And I think you could see, too, Andrew, probably part of the conversation at halftime is getting Shaw Glenn more involved. Attack the rim, get the ball to the big boy, perhaps get Declan Ryan in foul trouble. Really, really good plan of attack if that's what Coach Godfrey was telling his guys. Three-pointer off the mark. Rebound goes to Trinity. Boche, outlet. Here is McCullers back in the game, and he'll go to the foul line. A quick contested three from Canisius led to a long rebound, which allowed Trinity to get out of the break and attack the rim, which is something they do really well. There it is right there. You see McCullers attacking the rim and putting pressure on the defense and generating the foul call. McCullers had a pair of baskets in that first quarter, and then we saw him go off. He's been hampered the last couple games, got banged up in the
semifinal against St. Anthony's.
Really, really tough competitor for Coach Conifrey.
Couldn't get either to drop there. 29 all is the score. Early portion of this third quarter. We thank you for joining us here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Cerconi gets it back. Open shot. Looks on. It's good.
The difference with that possession, Dylan, was that there was 5 passes on that possession compared to the possession before, where Trinity was able to get out on the break.
Shaw Glenn knocked away as Ryan gets the rebounds. Joe Conifrey, other side, looking for a foul call.
The Shaw Glenn Ryan matchup is so fun to watch. I mean, we talked about it in the pregame, but just watching those two big boys go at it underneath has been a joy.
And obviously different body types, right, between the two of them, but two very impactful players inside as well. The ball gets dumped in to Ryan, turns off the mark.
If you're a high school coach, you'll take either one of those body types.
And truth be told as well, for you out at Northport, you have a versatile big as well, and a luxury for a lot of teams to have.
Yeah, my 6'7", Nick Watts, ended a tremendous career last night. There's going to be a very lucky college basketball coach somewhere in the country next year.
I remember the game against, I think it was Connecticut regular season, where he just went off in that one.
Yeah, he decided to hit 10 3-pointers in a quarter and decided to hit 12 and a half. Not typical of a 6'7" big man, but we're proud of Nick. We're proud of the Tigers.
Cerconi goes outside. Reversal. Cosgrove for 3. Good.
Back to the action here. Cosgrove demonstrating his ability to step out. And when you have a 6'5" guy able to do that, really puts a lot of pressure on the defense. Another paint touch for Trinity, although this one resulted in a charge, Dylan.
Yeah, Naismith. And you can tell, right, it's almost a given by an official. If you spin in the lane and go to the basket and there is contact, more often than not, that's going to be a charge.
Without a doubt. It also allows the defense to get their feet set, and it makes it easier for the defense to anticipate stepping in on the charge.
35-29 the lead now for Canisius. 4:47 left in this third quarter.
Trinity extending their pressure to the full court, and going to be interesting to see how Canisius responds to this. Now they have an advantage with a 2-on-1.
And Cerconi attacks Shaw Glenn, who has 2 fouls, and gets the basket.
I think in that situation, down 6, Coach Conifrey was looking for something to change the flow of the game. It looked like they were about to get something, and Canisius did a nice job breaking the initial wave of pressure.
Naismith knocked away. Back up top. Boche steps way out, and that's good.
That's a situation where you're not 100% sure as a coach that you want that shot to go up, but when it goes through the net, you say to your player, great shot. You know, when you think about these two programs and just storied programs, classy programs, you know, Holy Trinity, on the Holy Trinity side of things, you have guys like Matt Doherty, UNC, Doug Posh, Siena, the Banzer brothers who played at Cornell and Fordham, Mike Sixsmith, Sacred Heart, Cam Winter, Drexel. You know, I'm sure we're leaving some guys out, but just amazing programs that have produced college players year in, year out. On the Canisius side of things, on their bench, Stafford Trueheart, Hofstra grad, 2020, finished his playing career in 2021. A complete gentleman. Spoke to him before the game about being here back at Hofstra, being on the staff of Canisius. Exciting day for him.
Who you did leave off is about 37 other Sixsmiths who won championships.
I thought it was 40. and the man, they went back to the man pressure.
McCullers, the extra pass.
Able to get a steal into the paint. Great look.
What a pass
What a
by
great
Boche.
look.
Inside for Shaw Glenn.
Impressive defensive pressure from Trinity.
Schuster. There's Cosgrove. He's got 1 3 in the quarter. That one off the mark. Cerconi attacks inside, rims around, no good. Volleyball off the backboard, wins it, saves it off of Alford's leg.
Look at this backdoor cut behind the defense. It's almost like a hockey cut by Isaiah Shaw-Glenn. Another look on the baseline out of bounds play to Declan Ryan. Good defense by McCullers.
And it looks like they're going to call. Okay, it's on McCullers. I didn't think that was a foul.
You said it, Dylan. That was Dylan Butler.
Cerconi. But you could see the defensive intensity ratcheted up here by the Titans. Will the McCullers double again? This time Ryan gets in. Traveling violation. So right there you could see the game plan, right? You double with McCullers when the ball gets kicked inside the Ryan.
Yeah, and it's a good game plan by Trinity to get the ball out of Declan's hands. The thing about Canisius is they have other weapons, but it's pick your poison.
Alford pulls up. No good. Shaw-Glenn. Look at Naismith, and he draws the foul on Ryan.
You get the sense that Naismith is ready to make his mark on this game. In the Chaminade game, I feel like he made some similar plays to this one where he keeps the ball alive and attacks the rim. I feel like he did some of that in the second half against Chaminade.
2 free throws for the junior. Averaging 8 points and just under 6 rebounds a game. First one off the mark.
Dylan, I believe the game was 37-29 when Trinity turned on their man full court press.
Second front rim. So Naismith struggling a little bit from the line. 1 of 4 this afternoon. Or still this morning, I should say.
Trinity getting away from their zone defense in the half court as well. Get a chance to see Canisius run some of their man offense.
Cerconi off the Ryan screen. Pulls back. Oh, tough jumper.
You can see what the college coaches are excited about. Trinity coming down the other end. Isaiah Shaw-Glenn did a tremendous job on this rim run here. But you look at that step back off of 1 foot.
As you mentioned, Albany, Fairfield already with offers.
There could be more to follow if he keeps making plays like that.
And he's got a whole senior year to play,
Another year to play.
More defensive pressure.
This man full court press is really paying dividends for Coach Conifrey and the Titans.
And it's interesting, too, to see kind of where he pulls this out, right? And he chose this portion of the third quarter.
Hey, why not? You've been playing zone for a game in 3 quarters.
Yeah.
And why not show a different look? And credit to Coach for going to it. And look at this double. Look at this double team.
Ryan harassed inside the Cosgrove. Spins, ball in the court. This time it goes to the Titans. Boche ahead. Euro step, missed the mark. Naismith flying in for the putback.
And it's allowing Trinity to do what they do best, to get out in transition, to attack the rim. And Naismith is making Naismith-type plays with the putbacks and the deflections.
Cosgrove, that one's a good pass, and there is Cerconi again attacking the rim.
Canisius much more organized on their press break, making the extra pass. Beautiful bounce pass, created the finish.
3-point shot off the mark. Cosgrove, the rebounds. Here comes Cerconi, quickly attacking, and fouled by Boche on the way up. First trip to the line for Cerconi today. He's got 15 on the game, averaging a shade under 20 points per game.
The thing that has to excite the college coaches about Cerconi as well is that he's charged with guarding the other team's best player. A lot of times coaches try to avoid having their best offensive player guard the other team's best player to keep him out of foul trouble. So credit to him for wanting to do that.
And he's also, and it certainly translates on game day, but a gym rat, right? You love these kind of guys that you have to kind of turn the lights off to get them out of the gym.
There isn't a coach in America who doesn't want gym rats on their team.
Boche attacks. Good defense there by Granto. It'll stay here with the Titans. 42-36 the lead for Canisius in this CHSAA Class A state semifinal. Winner takes on Fordham Prep. And a foul called in the low post.
And Dylan, you get the sense that this 11 a.m. start time, as the crowd has started to pack in, the play has become enhanced, and the energy level in the building is increasing as we get going here.
Shaw Glenn drives, and that is an offensive foul, the third on Shaw Glenn.
I thought that Naismith had a little bit of a mismatch in the post on that, where they could have taken advantage of that. Naismith was calling for the ball, could have avoided getting charge call on that as well.
Or certainly an opportunity just to pull up as well, maybe a little floater there.
Or a short jumper.
Yep. Kickball called by Naismith. You like what he's bringing in this third quarter with that athleticism.
In our pregame for Chaminade, Coach Conifrey mentioned deflections and mentioned, active defensive hands and things that force the other team to do things they don't want to do. And that's what Naismith's all about. You're seeing that live right here.
Final minute, third quarter. Granto with the ball, guarded by Boche. Ryan, there's that matchup that we talked about. Ryan coming in, Naismith trying to get the steal. What a backdoor pass. Missing the layup inside, though. And Ryan steps out. No good. Wow, Naismith was above the rim. Alford doubled. He needs some help, and he finds it in DeFalco. 28 seconds. Shot clock is off. Here come the Titans. Three-point shot from the corner. No good. An uncontested rebound. Here comes Cerconi with 18. And they'll hold for the last shot of the third quarter.
It's a big defensive possession for Trinity. Get some momentum going into the fourth quarter. On the flip side for Canisius, let's see if they can get the last shot.
Here's Ryan with 4. He's going to go into the corner. Three-point shot. Rims in and out. Looked good. And we love the pass, too, from the big fella.
When Declan Ryan put that ball on the deck and attacked the rim and the defense converged, he threw a strike. And that could be a big swing in the game. If we're going in at 45-36 headed into the fourth, it's a whole different dynamic in the huddle. So Trinity has to be happy that they're down 6.
3 quarters in the books, and it's Canisius with a 42-36 lead in this New York State Class A CHSAA semifinal, presented by Bethpage Federal Credit Union on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Welcome back to the Max Sports Complex. Final 8 minutes of regulation about to start here in the CHSAA Class A state semifinals. Dylan Butler, Andrew DeLoya with you here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Winner will face the Rams of Fordham Prep, who defeated Nazareth in the New York City intersectional semifinals. And if you're wondering, right, like how does Fordham get right to the final? Well, that was technically also a state semifinal big game because you have the Archdiocese and the Brooklyn Queens Diocese. So 2 different dioceses there are battling. And what a huge three-pointer to start the fourth quarter by Luke Granto.
If you're Fordham, you're wondering if you're going to be taking a long trip for some buffalo wings right about now, huh?
45-36, the lead for Canisius, who have won their last 13. Shaw Glenn, high arcing 3 off the mark, gets his own rebound. Look at the attack. This one is a block.
That was an excellent call by the official. He slid in late, and a tremendous job by Isaiah Shaw-Glenn at getting to that loose ball rebound. Both of these coaches are tremendous X and O coaches. I think down the stretch here, it's just going to come down to which of the big-time players on either team make the big-time plays.
Shaw-Glenn going to the line, the leading scorer right now for Holy Trinity with 8. See what the future holds for Shaw-Glenn, 6'4" senior. Second also off the mark.
Layups and free throws in any game, doesn't matter what level, CYO, AAU, high school, college.
NBA.
Usually the difference in the game.
Cerconi. Oh, great job defensively by Shaw-Glenn. And he gets fouled by Cerconi.
You were talking about what the future holds for Isaiah Shaw-Glenn. If you're a college coach and you watched how he defended the ball on the perimeter there, that's something that could excite a college coach somewhere in the country. So good job by Isaiah on that defensive possession.
As we saw earlier as well, saw McCullers a few moments ago again working off by the locker rooms, trying to get himself back onto the court. Runner in the lane off the mark. Shaw-Glenn tracks down the rebounds. It's now Alford. Alford drives, scoop layup with his left, no good. Loose ball, Hilton. Timeout, Holy Trinity. The jump would have gone their way anyway, but you don't want to lose the jump, right? So in this case, the Titans will take the timeout.
Well, there's two things with that. One, you still have the arrow, but two, you get to set up a baseline out of bounds play. And if you have something in your back pocket for this time in the game, perfect situation to use it, perfect situation to get something going to the rim that could possibly even create a putback or an easy bucket.
We mentioned before, we'll mention it again. Long day, a great day of hoops here for you on the Varsity Media Sports Network. We go from this state game now back to the New York City Catholic AA's. It's the quarterfinals, and all 4 games here starting at 1 o'clock with St. Francis Prep. What a season the Terriers have had this year against their traditional rival, the Stanners of Archbishop Malloy. Then we have a heavyweight battle between Christ the King, a perennial powerhouse in the Catholic League, and Cardinal Hayes. Ian Jackson, Tobey Awaka leading the way for the Cardinals. From there, how about this rivalry game? Archbishop Stepanak, some terrific players there as well. Boogie Flans leading the way, and a very young St. Raymond squad as well that'll look to push them. In our final game of the day, we go back to another Brooklyn Queens rivalry. It's Bishop Laughlin and Holy Cross. All 4 games right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Tremendous lineup.
DeFalco gets it back. He was so instrumental in that second quarter, bringing the Titans back from an early deficit. Shaw-Glenn. Ooh, nearly lost it. Runner off glass and in by Cupid.
That was a tremendous possession for Trinity. 6 or 7 passes, 3 or 4 paint touches, and a great finish.
7-point lead for Canisius. Cerconi kicks it back out. Ryan looks to take Shaw-Glenn off the dribble. He's got 3 fouls, does Isaiah. Low post, the double in there. Nothing doing, jump ball. It goes to the Titans.
Anytime Declan Ryan's putting it on the floor and spinning, Trinity's coming with the help.
DeFalco into Alford. Doesn't get the bounce.
If he could do that over again, I think he would use the glass. Great interior pass.
And here comes Granto, who's probably not a point guard, but he's done an unbelievable job playing that position and maybe out of his comfort zone, right? But has done a really, really good job there. Great communicator, makes open shots. Here is the ball back out to the X Factor. Cosgrove, back iron, no good. The window, Andrew, is here for the Titans. 3 goes in and out. Oh, another great look for DeFalco.
They've had 2 good looks on their last 2 possessions. The concept for Trinity right now has to be to continue to play great defense.
There's Ryan. Cosgrove swings it. Gets it to Ryan at the foul line. Back rim, no good. Loose ball again goes to the Titans. Here comes Alford. Pulls up just inside the foul line and buries the jumper.
That was a tremendously controlled play by Manu Alford, who we see typically attacking the rim, but he did a great job reading the defense there and taking a tremendous pull-up jumper in the lane.
He has 9. Here's Granto. It's a 5-point lead. Oh, that's an offensive foul.
You saw that developing. As soon as he posted up, you could see that he was looking to go middle. And if you look at it right here, just tremendous defensive position. The help was coming on the baseline side, and he took it right on the chest.
5-point lead, the Titans, and now look at the
1-2-2 press by Canisius.
Yeah.
Looking to trap right over half court. You don't want to pick up your dribble right over half court, and Trinity did a good job of not doing that, and it's creating an open look for him.
Alford attacks the basket, gets it inside. Back-to-back buckets by Alford. And it's it's Conifrey who calls the timeout, a 30.
Really, really good job by Trinity on this play here. On the last possession, what they did is they did not pick up their dribble over half court. They were able to break the initial wave of pressure from Canisius, and it resulted in an easy basket.
11 now for Manu Alford, and we mentioned it at the beginning of the game, that 3-point play that he had against Chaminade, actually attacking the same rim, if I remember correctly, right? They were going this way. Or was it the other side? The other rim, I think it was.
No, it was actually on this side because we were sitting on the other side. We were sitting on the other side of the. Our table setup was on the on the coach's side of the bench, and it was to our left. Regardless,
yeah.
I mean, just a tremendous play by Alford, getting that rebound against Chaminade, and the grit and determination that he showed on that play will be remembered for a long time in Titanland.
He's looking to have a similar impact late here as well for Holy Trinity. He's got 4 points in this 4th quarter, and he's cut the deficit to 3 in this Catholic Class A state semifinal.
You know, Dylan, I don't know if it's something you can measure, but you wonder if fatigue comes into play late in a game like this with the travel. High school kids not accustomed to driving 6-7 hours, sleeping in a hotel. Great.
Ryan, it's picked off by DeFalco. Here's Alford again. He's the hot hand right now for the Titans. Switches to his left, attacks again. This time doesn't get it to fall. There's Schuster up top to Granto. Swings it to Cerconi. Drives baseline. Rejected by Shaw Glenn.
Tremendous help defense by Isaiah Shaw Glenn.
Now Alford spins. Kicks it back out. 3-point shot. Off the rim. No good. The look was by Cupid.
Looks like we're going down to the wire again, Dylan.
Cerconi splits a pair of defenders. Gets it to Ryan. Ryan, and a foul on the floor. I haven't really seen, unless I'm mistaken, Andrew, a lot of screens set, even for like Ryan right down low, to create some extra space for the big fella.
On the flip side, Canisius does such a good job spreading you out. It's possibly why he's able to make moves like that in the paint. It's not crowded, and I think that's just how they play. It's a result of how they play.
He missed that one. Cupid took an errant shot to the face. He looks to be okay. Alford misses the 3, and there's that jump, right? That stays with Holy Trinity.
You know, Coach called the timeout on the last tie-up, and great job now because now they get an extra possession here. Execution coming into play.
2:33 left. Manu Alford. Baseline. Tries to back down Cerconi. Back out to Isaiah Shaw Glenn. Thought about it. Spins on Ryan, and he'll go back to the line.
Really impressive decision by Isaiah Shaw-Glenn not to take the three. Sometimes when you're down 3, Dylan, you think you need a 3, but with 2:20 left in the game, there's plenty of time. So him attacking the rim is really the best thing he could have done in that situation.
First free throw was good. So he missed both of his previous 2, knocks that one, and good to see McCullers also back in, as is Naismith, as Hilton goes to the bench.
Almost looks like maybe a little bit more of a pressing lineup for Trinity.
Second rims around.
As they extend their full court pressure with McCullers and Naismith.
Ooh, saving it right in front of us was Cosgrove. Into Ryan. Spins, they collapse on him. Baseline pass, rejection by Shaw-Glenn. It stays, though, with Canisius.
Canisius is very well aware that Isaiah Shaw-Glenn has 3 fouls, and that's why they're going to pound the ball inside to Ryan. Trinity's defense converged, and Ryan made the right pass.
Jump ball there for Ryan. He'll attack the big fella. He's been held scoreless in the second half until just now. 17 points for Declan Ryan.
Example of a big-time player making a big-time play in a big-time spot. Trinity still has plenty of time to attack the rim. They don't need a 3. They just need to get something good going towards the basket.
Naismith thought about it. Hands off to McCullers. They've got 7 on the shot. Alford attacks. No good. Cerconi gets the rebound, and he is fouled.
And that's going to put him on the line, Dylan. Believe that's the 7th foul.
It is.
Coach Conifrey doing a little bit of offense-defense with McCullers and DeFalco.
Timeout called. We'll take it with them as well. 47-43, the lead for Canisius in this Catholic Class A state semifinal, presented by Bethpage Federal Credit Union on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Catholic Health, when we see our island, we see a region that lives, feels, and pulses with energy. But before it all, we see you, because it's your lives that breathe life into this island. At Catholic Health, we're able to provide the highest quality, most innovative care for your body, because our culture cherishes your humanity. Long live Long Island.
Welcome back to the Mac Sports Complex. Dylan Butler, Andrew DeLoya here. 1:22 left, fourth quarter of this Catholic State Class A semi-final game. The visiting Crusaders from Canisius leading the Titans of Holy Trinity 47-43 as Shane Cerconi goes to the line for the 1-1. Missed the front end. What a huge rebound by Ryan, but he can't hold on. The Falco took it away. Here comes Boche, swings it. Naismith 4-3, short, and Ryan gets the rebound.
Full court pressure by the Titans.
Good switch, Cerconi. Doubled, gets out of that, drives at Shaw-Glenn. High F glass, no good. His own rebound, can't get it, and it will go to Holy Trinity. 55.2 seconds left, fourth quarter.
If you're Coach Husband, I'm not sure you wanted to go that early in the shot clock with a 4-point lead.
Here come the Titans.
This game's going to come down to contested layups and free throws like most games. There's one of your contested layups right there that he's able to finish, Dylan.
Naismith, the scoop layup. Timeout for Holy Trinity now.
Now, this is where the nitty-gritty of coaching comes into play, Dylan. 38.8 left in the game, 35 on the shot clock. Coach Conifrey, some of the things he's talking to his team about are we going to go for how long are we going to go for the steal until we have to foul? You really can't wait for the shot clock to go all the way down here because you don't have enough time to get back onto the offensive end to get the points you need to tie the game up. So if I'm Coach Conifrey, some of the things I'm thinking about, extending our full court pressure, trying to get a trap or two, and then trying to figure out who you want to foul, who you want to put on the line with maybe perhaps 22 seconds, 23 seconds. But they've done a good job with their full court pressure, so maybe they can create a 10-second count as well.
Enjoying this game, we invite you to subscribe to us here on our YouTube channel. You just click that button there you see in the bottom portion. If you love this game, we've got all kinds of sports, obviously, on Varsity Media. We are inching closer to the lacrosse season here on Long Island, which is prime time territory. And perhaps, Andrew, you'll be joining us as well on a few calls. But first, we'll have our Long Island Lacrosse Preview Show from 317 Main in Farmingdale on Tuesday night. Come out and join us or watch it live on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Off the timeout, they double here
now
again.
You're looking for a back tip.
Ooh, Naismith off of his thigh, staying with Canisius.
Sideline out of bounds late in games like this are crucial, being able to get the ball inbounds.
Back out to Schuster. He swings it, and a foul was called there on Alford.
That was actually a really good job by Trinity to get the foul. Sometimes when you're doubling, it allows the other team to scramble and keep the ball away from you and let the clock run down. So very, very good hustle play to get the foul.
Last time they went down, Ciccone missed the front end, then Ryan got the rebound. But this time Ryan is out by midcourt. Here's Granto, 1-1. Knocks down the first. Props, by the way, to the student section for Holy Trinity. Realizing the situation, quickly switched to the other side of the court.
Coach Conifrey sent a text message to the student section.
You're on the wrong side, guys. Both are good.
Got to go quick here.
Yeah. Don't need a three, but you need quick points. Naismith. A little bit too long here for the Titans. Attacking that short Shaw Glenn, and that's another jump ball, but this time it'll go to Canisius.
And Coach Husband, did they grant him a timeout? No, they didn't.
14.9, so now if you don't get something off of
you got to foul immediately.
The steal.
Yep.
So Ryan will go to the line for the single bonus. And it's been an interesting dynamic, too, between Ryan and Ciccone. Foul on DeFalco. But it was Ryan early and then Ciccone in the second half, and that combination has been a big reason why Canisius has a lead here late in the fourth.
Yeah, it's a pick-your-poison type situation.
Back iron, no good. Ciccone, the rebounds. Foul on the floor.
You see that so many times late in games. An offensive rebound on a free throw. I think what happens sometimes is you're thinking about what you need to do on offense, but securing the possession is so crucial.
And it's also a double bonus now as well. So doubly huge rebounds for Ciccone. First free throw is good.
The two big men back for Canisius. Really, looking to stop transition here.
18 now for Ciccone. Alford, a desperation high arcing three, goes out of bounds. And Canisius looking comfortable.
You're never comfortable when you're a coach, but looks like it's up 6 with 4.6. You like your chances. Tremendous job by Trinity, leaving their hearts on the court.
Yeah, they've had a great year, the Titans, and look, they have a championship as well, a hard-earned one, defeating Chaminade here in a classic that certainly no one at Holy Trinity will forget. Of course, it's never easy to end your season on a defeat, as the head coach in Northport to my left knows all too well.
Yeah, last night was a rough one for my Tigers. Credit goes out to the Hills East Thunderbirds. They had a great win in that Suffolk AA matchup, and so I feel for Coach Conifrey and his staff. Tremendous year. It's never easy when it ends. Your heart and your thoughts immediately shift to your seniors and what you're going to say to them in the locker room.
So the Crusaders come to Hofstra, and they win this one 53-45. They've now won 14 in a row, and they will host Fordham Prep up in Buffalo next weekend for the CHSAA Class A state championship game.
Really, really well-played game. Two tremendous coaches, two tremendous programs. Dylan, it was just a pleasure to call this game with you and to see this action.
We'll get our varsity media player of the game momentarily. And certainly could have gone either way here with it, right, between Declan Ryan and his impact in the first half. But we both kind of agreed here as well that Shane Cerconi was massive, especially down the stretch and in the second half. He joins us now. And Shane, congratulations on the win, on advancing to a state championship. And how's this feel right now to be on a business trip on the road and to come away with a big win?
This was a lot of fun, especially I came here my freshman year, and we were able to win in the same game. But it happened a week before COVID, so we weren't able to play state. So it feels really good to come back here and be able to play for states now.
Shane, I was really impressed with your team and your execution. Can you just talk to us about when the Crusaders are at your best? Like when are you guys gelling? When are you at your best as a team?
We're definitely at our best when I think when we're together. We're moving the ball and we're cheering each other on. And, all of us really played hard today. Of course, we made, a lot of mistakes, especially during the second quarter. But we were able to come back because we kept playing hard and stuck together.
Certainly, we've seen here, and it's been true, no doubt, up in Buffalo all year long. But you and Declan, what a great two-man game you guys play. He got hot in that first half, and then you kind of picked him up there in the second half as well when they started, doubling him in the low post and getting yours then.
Yeah, Deck really helps me play. He's definitely the best big man I played with. And when you have such a great player to play like that, it just makes it takes a lot of pressure off your shoulders.
So now you guys, another, as you mentioned, right, you won this game a couple years ago as well. You win it here. But now the extra bonus is one that you do play for a state championship, and you do it back at home in Buffalo. How special is that going to be?
I'm super excited to come back home to Buffalo and play in front of all of my family and friends. And I'm very excited to get back there, and it's been a great trip.
Best place for wings in Buffalo, just to end. You got where do we go?
Excuse me?
Best place
to
for
get
wings.
For wings? I'll probably go with Eddie Brady's.
All right, we'll take you up on that.
Listen, he scores 18 points in the state semifinal game. I'm taking his word for it.
You got to do it.
All right, Shane Cerconi, best of luck in the state championship game as well, and in your future as well.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
That's Shane Cerconi, and a big win for Canisius. They improved to 22-5, and they go on to play in the state championship game. Holy Trinity season ends with a defeat. They are 15-11. Final thoughts, Andrew?
Yeah, I'll just say, one of the things that I said to my guys last night and to Coach Conifrey, you're allowed to feel sadness, but there's no shame. Trinity left their hearts on the court. Tremendous job. I have so much respect for Coach Conifrey and his program. He's one of the good guys, and his team reflects that on the court.
Yeah, amen to that. That's Andrew DeLoya. I'm Dylan Butler. We want to thank our entire crew here in this State Class A semifinal game, which was presented by Bethpage Federal Credit Union. Ron Pierre as well, Chris Sweeney, and Ben Turchin aiding as well. That'll do it here for this game from Hofstra, but we've got a long stretch of games coming up here. Reminder, 1 o'clock is the tip-off for the first of 4 New York City Class AA quarterfinal games. St. Francis Prep and Archbishop Malloy which will be followed by Christ the King and Cardinal Hayes. That's about 2:45, 3 o'clock or so. Then the third matchup is a big one in the Archdiocese, Stepinac and St. Raymond's. And the nightcap will be Bishop Lachlan out of Brooklyn taking on the Knights of Holy Cross. Once again, your final score here from the Mac Sports Complex. It is Canisius 53-45 over Holy Trinity. They advance on to the State Class A championship game. Thank you for joining us here on the Varsity Media Sports Network, and we look forward to seeing you maybe about 1 o'clock or so.
You're watching the Varsity Media Sports Network, the home for New York high school sports.